So, why do you care about genres anyway? Hi everyone, welcome back to the Creative Exploration series. This week I wanted to talk about something that you either care about a whole lot or something that you just don't care about at all, and that is the genre of whatever type of art that you generally make. So when you're sitting down to write or create something, do you think about the genre that it should be in and the rules that you need to follow to make it fit within that genre? So like if you're making music, if you're making like electronic, like dance music, you need to usually keep it around 128 to 140. You need to have the very strong beat, all that kind of like all those rules that are set in place for that style or that genre of art. But, and this is my opinion here, just don't bother with genre at all. Just don't think about the rules or anything else that's in place when you're working with this type of music or art in general. Because the genre is just a set of rules which defines the art. But those rules don't really mean anything when you're creating things, and you definitely shouldn't be limited by those rules during the process of creation. You don't need to follow specific rules to get where you need to go, because what you want is in your head already. Like usually when you're making something, you have a general idea of what you want it to look like or sound like, and you shouldn't have to follow the rules of the genre that you're working in to make that happen. You should just already know what you need to kind of do to make things coalesce in that way. You shouldn't have to limit yourself when creating things, when you're starting your project, because your art should get categorized by genre after creation, not before it. And if you go into a project knowing all your variables are locked, then you have these huge limitations when you start out, and that can cause really serious writer's block, or at least it can start making things sound samey. When you're working to create something new or interesting, you want to have as few limitations as possible and then work your limitations inward organically. Because like I mentioned earlier, the art that you make is made by hearing or seeing whatever it is in your head and then putting that down on paper or your computer, and that's it. But if what you see or hear in your head doesn't conform to the standards of a genre, you really shouldn't try to shoehorn it into that genre. Let it exist how it was conceived in your head, because conforming to a certain set of rules due to a genre completely hampers the creative momentum that you might be building while creating this project. Now, I think that genres are good if you are stuck somewhere because you have a reference, like a library to go to pull information or inspiration from other songs or visuals from that genre. But beyond that, I feel that genres only exist for people who categorize things, like a librarian or a record store. It's important to have genres because then you can categorize music in a way that is useful to find for other people. But that doesn't mean that it should be what you use as like signposts when you create your projects. So, do you have any thoughts on how genres are treated as creators? I'll be responding to comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Be remarkable.